The real-life MBA, I don't know what this means. You're no BS guide to winning the game, building a team, and growing your career. Jack and Suzy Welch with us. Suzy, there's a part back in the book which is not touchy-feely, but it talks about emotion and about being happy, about getting to the right job. A lot of us are miserable. I'm honored in that every day I wake up and go, you're kidding, they're going to pay me to do this? How cool. Yeah. But there's a lot of people that don't have that advantage.
Yeah, Jack and I wrote a column together called How to Know When It's Time to Quit Your Job. We got 1 million hits. I mean, people are hungry to say, oh, is it time for me to quit my job? You don't read that if you're happy in your job, okay? So, I mean, we talk about, the whole last third of the book is about careers, and there's a section on what should you do with your life. We travel around, and people who are working a good job say, I don't think I'm doing the right thing with my life. And so we give a construct called the area of destiny to help you figure out if you're actually in the right profession.
Do you think LinkedIn is a constructive force?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, love LinkedIn.
Absolutely.
Would have been, GE would have been different with LinkedIn a number of years ago? You would have used it as a tool.
You would use it as a tool to find talent.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to ask about this, making decisions about what you want to do with your life. Yeah. You say business is a game, you have to be enjoying it, you have to want to win it. But there's another decision that we all have to make, which is how much of our lives do we want to put into the game that is business? Right. And how much of our lives do we want to put into this other part of it, which is a family, which has nothing to do with winning these games?
That's right,
you're
right.
Choice.
How do you make the choice?
It's a personal choice. Yours is different than mine, different than Suzy's.
Right. What if it's different from the management at your company?
Right. Then you got to think about whether you're at the right company. Okay. Your values, your personal values, have got to agree with the values of your company, or it's going to be like this every single day. Because if your company values availability, okay, people get promoted because of it. If they value, that you're always on, you're always there, and you don't, and you want to have a real bifurcation between work and life, you got to go to a company where your values match, or it's just going to be war.
Okay.
Do you think people these days, I mean, particularly in their 20s, are just expecting too much satisfaction?
No, we don't agree with that. We think that's a lot of bunk. We're seeing wonderful kids in their 20s, hungry, nose against the glass, and we've been to a lot of schools now.
Our control room is full of them.
And look, I mean, this idea of entitlement and all that, that's journalist stuff.
Well, you go back to this now with Marissa Meyer, page 163. Well, Marissa might as well have gone on to insult puppies and rainbows given the outrage. Jack Welch on Miss Marissa Meyer, there's a huge debate about her future at Yahoo.
Well, we're talking here about her decision to bring people in.
Right.
Look, she's in a war. She's got people in jammies at home, working from home. And she said, look, if we're going to take this fight to the competition, we need to be all hands on deck.
Who's the American CEO who's getting this right?
There's so many American CEOs who are getting it right.
Mr. Mr.
There's so many in companies large and small. We're still talking over you.
I mean, no, Jack, I've got to ask you about this new split off of GE Capital. It's got to be an emotional thing for you. Is Mr. Immelt doing the right thing? Industrial, taking GE back to Pittsfield and Schenectady?
Well, look, I think he's made a call that the regulatory environment, no leverage, Dodd-Frank, SIFI, these rules don't make GE Capital as attractive as it was. Now, he's keeping $90 billion of assets, so it's still a substantial financial services company, but it's servicing the industrial part of the company.
But his industrial's different than your industrial.
No, it's
what? You think it's the same?
Same, exactly. Look, what did I want to be? I wanted to be #1 in aircraft engines, #1 in power, #1 in medical, #1 in locomotives and transportation, and we were not when we started, and we got there when I retired.
Let's come back. Jack Welch, Suzy Welch, fired up here. The real life MBA. Brendan and I looked at it and said, yeah. Jack, the golf game was off, so he had to write this. Unfortunately, I have to tell you, this is fabulous. It's incredibly blunt.
It is.
It is like very cool. The real life MBA. Jack Welch and Suzy on the battles of doing better in our modern society.